wanna fly high up to the sky. I'm living in the mountains. Everybody know the soil so fertile. If a man sit down naked, the seeds might grow. A delightful getaway from the hustle, bustle and tricks. Oh, what a natural fix if you don't like to mix with the politics. One issue I have to resolve. If I could sort it out, all problems solved. Every time I plant corn and it start to shoot, some idiot keep forking it out the root. Make country flowers in there, fork it up. Make country produce in there, fork it up. Country start to blossom. I don't know who or where they come from. Me blind neighbor say he saw a man resembling one of the politicians. I wasn't there, so I didn't see exactly who talking up me country. Riding on me donkey, transportation bliss. Me fireside bubbling a goodie. I hear rioting in the gas crisis. Surrounded by wild animals. What a vicious pack. But none of them does launch an attack. None of them poison us like invert and sap. The hunt always on, I could say that much. And true, can switch it off like crime watch. My mission now is to put a stop to whosoever fucking me country up. Some say a man named Eric, George, Robbie and Patrick. Some say Capildeo, Fadis, Kamla Basteo. Old man Bedu said they said nothing new. They fucking up long before 1962. If Butler was around, he might have tell we directly who fucking up me country.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Rebuttal. I am Douglas Wattley, your host, and as always, I'm pleased to be with you this evening, to share with you this evening. And I'm excited that you have once again decided to take time out of your busy schedule to join me this evening on the Rebuttal. If you're in St. Kitts, Nevis, or if you're in the St. Kitts Nevis diaspora, I want to say again, welcome, and I'm glad that you've tuned in this evening. I hope that everybody who is trying to connect is able to connect, because I've always gotten calls from persons who are finding it difficult to get on, either onto the radio station or onto the streaming. But here we go, yet another episode. You know, everybody has been calling me and telling me about the wiggly fellow from Keon who has been charged for some major crimes. Them ain't no small crimes and misdemeanors, you know. Them there is bomb and coke crimes. And we're going to get into who this young man is in a little bit. But before I do that, I want to look at it from a different perspective. You see, because I have been saying time and again that St. Kitts has become is it amoral country? Is it an immoral country? St. Kitts is a country right now that I don't recognize a lot of the time. You see, in 2016, just after Team Unity was elected, and after we had recognized that the leader of the PLP had not accounted for millions of dollars which he took in as campaign funding, I came to the country and informed the country. I informed you all that the leader of the country was corrupt. I told you that he took millions of dollars of campaign funds meant for the PLP and kept it. He did not account for it in our bank accounts. He failed to declare the funds, and he failed to put the funds in the party account. We had approached him about declaring the funds as early as January 2015, but he balked at our intervention. And you know why he blew us off? He blew us off because he knew that you, the voters, did not care. He knew that you, the voters, no matter what evidence you got, it wouldn't matter. You had no interest in whether or not your leader, your political leader, was moral or not. You didn't care. You didn't care as long as that leader was not called Denzel Douglas. And so for more than half the country, it was all of a sudden okay to have a leader who we were making the case was corrupt. It was okay for you, for that leader, to be in charge. Immediately upon taking office, that very leader showed you his true colors. And those colors were immorality, lack of ethics, and non-existent integrity. And I could hear some of you out there saying, you didn't care. You didn't care if your leader had the type of characteristic which in another year you would frown on. Or if you had accused somebody else of having that, couldn't get your support. Some of you went as far as to say that the man thief. Yet we did nothing. You know why we did nothing? Because as long as we became comfortable with that kind of person, as long as we were getting a little taste of some goodies, it was okay. But you see, you found no fault with any of those persons because it wasn't he alone. You found no fault with those who exhibited these flawed characteristics. Now, I'm not perfect, but me ain't thief. I might be broke, but me ain't thief. As long as the person exhibiting those characteristics were on your political side, you had no issues. You found no problem. In other words, as long as they were not done Denzel Douglas, he was okay with you. But from day one, we saw how corrupt the Team Unity government was. They showed us their intent early o'clock. Nepotism ran rampant from day one. Many of us wondered out loud, me included, how the Attorney General was able to purchase $1 million plus house so soon after he got into office. We were caught off guard when the fellow up Bird Rock, who lose the same election twice, we were wondering, how is it he was able to rebuild his house? And we were wondering how he could rebuild the house for so much money, because it was obvious from what he had and what he ended up with that money had to be spent. And we were wondering, how was that possible when this guy said that he was on half salary? But for some of you, that didn't bother you. You voted. This is how bad it got. You were presented with two candidates who did not steal money from the organization for which they work. They stole money from their clients. Lawyers usually have a higher degree of ethical and moral responsibilities than the rest of us. But here you had these two individuals stole money from a client. The court said they stole the money from the client. They were presented to you, and you still voted for them in overwhelming numbers. What did you expect from a population of onlookers? One of them, you put them in charge of children, and you think nobody gonna talk about it? You think the kids ain't gonna understand what we talking about? No, you want that individual to be the guiding light for your children. You know, I don't recognize the country right now, because whereas in the past it may have been just a few persons who were turning a blind eye, now it looks like it's all of us. And so it appears that all of us now accept such immoral behavior, such unethical behavior. But I want to say to you right now, you were the ones who took bribes to vote for these people. So on this particular issue of these guys committing this crime, I want to tell that half of the country, shut up, or you hush, or you don't qualify to address these matters. Because you cannot in the one instant support somebody who did the same damn thing, or even worse, and then in the next instance chastise somebody who did it. So do me a favor, Ayo. If you tune in right now, shut up. And if you know anybody else who in one instance turn a blind eye to this kind of action, tell them shut up. Tell them hush. Well, good for the goose, good for the gander. We are saying, people like me, I tell you me ain't perfect. But I am saying if it was wrong yesterday, it is wrong today. And no, you can't tell me that ain't how me be. But now you're telling me that I have to change. For instance, on this voting thing, if a politician right now isn't willing to pay for votes, he ain't gonna win no election in the same case. So now you're telling me that's the new norm. And I would be a fool to hold on to the idea that it is wrong, while you believe that it's okay. And I who believe it is wrong, I continue to lose and you continue to win. The field would be unlevel. And so you are telling me no. That as much as I don't like it, as much as I think it's wrong, you're telling me that in the next 5 years, each party better come with a bag of money. Because you don't start the people off so. So when you go in by the people, what's going to happen? Is who got the most money, and guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna start to play one against the other. So it's money gonna talk. Integrity is no longer part of our political discourse or our political practice. And as much as some of us think that we want to hold on to the old ideas, it look like, insofar as who votes and who gets the most vote and who pays for the vote and who pays the most for the vote, insofar as that is concerned, we are going to be forced to accept the new normal. But I can't accept the thieving part. I can't accept the thieving part. Me ain't no dinosaur, you know. But the thieving part I can't deal with. Because now it means that if I'm going to let you go and let you get away with thieving, I got to let the next fella get away with thieving. And we're going to be a whole nation of thieves. Right now, we are only a nation of thieves at the top. But now it look like it's trickling down. And I don't want to be in a country like that. Them at the top already getting away with thieving. I don't want it to trickle down. So for me, the buck stopped there. So when I come back, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more. Because, you see, the fella in trouble me, you know. And he trouble me. And he trouble my cousin Barkaliko. And he trouble my brother Big Lies. You understand? And all this damn time he troubling, he thieving. You understand what I tell you? You can't meddle people and got them kind of skeleton there in the closet. You understand? See people thing and leave it. But no. But one thing, boy. He no thief small, he thief big, We hear them numbers there? He no thief, no penny, A millions we talking about. He thief big. He no mean plan to work again in his life. Anyway, I'm going to take a break and then I'm going to come back and talk to y'all a little bit about that.
I love being in the latest style and dress fine, or should I say classy. That is why I shop at First Class next to the taxi stand at Port Sante for fine gold and silver jewelry in precious, semi-precious and colored stones, diamond and crystal watches, and the hottest handbags and wallets. And when I want to buy a gift for someone, that's easy too. I just ask them to make me a gift basket, and First Class has the best prices at Port Sante. So no matter what the occasion, come on into First Class and leave happy, knowing you've gotten the best deal for your money. It's First Class at Port Sante, where quality, low prices, and top-notch service are second to none.
Spread the word. New and exclusive every Sunday from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's the Gospel Cafe with Carl D. Springate on KYSS FM 102.5. Tune in and connect with the Holy Ghost Connection with live interviews, Christian news, what's hot and what's not, in the now. Birthdays and anniversary shout-outs available, Bible Jeopardy, Beyond the Pulpit, and positive entertainment and ministry. Testimonies and the pastor's moment with Spread the Word. So tune in as we drop the latest gospel hits, 100% black. It's the Carl D. Springate Gospel Cafe, Sundays from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KYSSFMonline.com and 102.5 FM. And be blessed like that.
One fashion accessories for really low prices. Check silver and cents. Check silver and cents. Beauty supplies and weave, genuine fragrances. Check silver and cents. Check silver and cents. Handbags so beautiful, your friends will envy how you look. With perfume to smell just right, you'll feel like you're in paradise. Watches, silver jewelry, and hair accessories. Check silver and cents in the Amri Mall on Deon Street. Ready or not, hear my clothes, can't hide. Gonna find you and make you want me. Ain't nobody tell me nothing.
I'm Shaniel Francis. Kyssfm 102.5 is proud to announce its brand new morning show, Backchat, the only place to hear the hottest music.
I'm local. Check me area code, me area code. Anywhere me go, you know me touch the
to international.
Ay, I go shopping, want it then I cop it. Ay, yeah, bitches popping, I do what they copy.
And have you informed with a range of topics.
So on Mondays to Fridays, tune in at 8 to 11.
You won't want to miss the vibes on
Backchat.
Ready or not, hear my clothes.
I wanna fly high up to the sky. I'm living in the mountains. Everybody knows the soil so fertile. If a man sit down naked, the seeds might grow. They're delightful getaway from the hustle, bustle and tricks. Oh, what a natural fix if you don't like to mix with the politics. One is you I have to resolve. If I could sort it out, all problems solved. Every time I plant corn and it start to shoot, some idiot keep talking it out the root. Make country flowers in it, farm it up. Make country produce in it, farm it up. Country start to blossom. I don't know who or where they come from. Me blind neighbor say he saw a man resembling one of the politicians. I wasn't there, so I didn't see exactly who talking up me country.
Welcome back to the Rebuttal. I'm Douglas Wattley, your host. Now, we were talking about the behavior of some of our citizens and some of our leaders. And I think we ended talking about the monies that were stolen recently from the Treasury. More so, the severance fund. Right? And one of the actors is a Mario Wigley from Keon. Mario Wigley set out since 2016 to be the bane of my existence. He set out since 2016 when I spoke out against the Team Unity government and Timothy Harris. He set out to destroy me by feeding individuals false statements, false stories about me, because they would like you to believe that I was not a nice person. Maybe I'm not a nice person. I really shouldn't get vexed if a man try to make me out not to be so nice, because maybe in fact I'm not nice. But he was lying. He was telling lies about me. So maybe if he was telling the truth and it turned out that I wasn't a nice person, I can't argue with that. Because there are things you could say about me that would make me not look like a nice person. You understand? But he was lying. He was feeding information to the fake online profile, Andre Liebert. Now I notice a lot of you are saying, oh, he was Andre Liebert. No. Don't be misled. Don't be misled. He wasn't the only person who was writing under that pseudonym. He was one of the persons. Another one is a Pierce in a certain pink building. But he was one. You see, because you got to realize that there are people who want you to know things, who want you to know who is saying what about you, you know. One of the things I learned earlier clock in running organizations, and I ran a few organizations, and I learned this in the Ministry of Health when I was permanent secretary. People want to come and tell the boss things. And one of the things I did every morning, Asim used to go work before me. Asim was the minister. But every morning I walk on the work site. Some work site. But I used to especially like to walk up the JNF hospital, and walk down the corridor and do a round. Because what? When I go down the corridor, somebody, one of the maid, them gonna pull me in and a little space and say, Mr. Wattley, you know such and such, you know, and such and such. So all of a sudden, me know all the gossip, you know. Me know all kind of story about people, you know. It is how you use it. But they couldn't fool me. Because I knew who was who. I knew who they say was doing what, to whom or with whom. I knew that. Well, maybe they used to know things about me too, you know. Or they used to say things about me. But it igual. I know about them, they know about me. You understand? But people always like to take a message to somebody. And they always talk to the boss. They always like to talk to the boss. Well, in life, people who know things generally want to share it. And there were persons who knew that Mario was contributing to the Andrew Libert fake profile. And one person came and he said to me, Mr. Wattley, you see all them things that they don't try to say about you on that fake profile, Andrew Libert? He said, is Mario Wiggly. I didn't know initially that it was him, but I knew it had to be somebody from K-On. I knew it had to be somebody who think they knew me, because certain things they were saying, they just took things that I did and say I didn't do it. For instance, I helped the K-On football team in its early years when I came back in 1994. Bought uniforms for them, bought boots for them. I coached the team in the park and so forth, right? But he would go and say, oh, he did nothing for K-On. He did nothing for the K-On football team. So I knew it had to be somebody who knew me in K-On and kind of knew some of the things that they did, and all they did was say I didn't do it. And that was okay, because only my very closest friends would know not to believe X, Y, and Z. Some of my close friends believed X, Y, and Z. And so those kind of friends, you watch them with cockeye. You ain't got to stop talk to them. You just watch them with cockeye. You understand? So I knew that Mario Wiggly was the source of the attack posts under Andrew Libert. I knew that since 2016. I figured that. You understand? So I know that Mario was a shady fella long time. I see him grow up in K-On. I'm trying to figure out if I taught him in school. And I'm inclined to think not. I mean, I don't teach people who turn out to be so damn bad, so damn worthless, and was so damn thief. So even if I teach he, me would have disown he, me would have discount he. But he shady long time. And he had a vendetta against me, my brother Big Lice, and an older brother. He had a vendetta. And that is in later days, in 2020, he posted something and we were able to verify and validate that he was the person who posted, because what he posted, only he one would have posted that. Only he alone would have known that. You understand? And that's how we were sure that it was him. I was sure that he was posting earlier because somebody told me that, right? But we were able to corner him based on something he put up, right? About me, my brothers. So Mario graduated to big things. And you see, greed is a funny thing, you know. One of the key things that they used against me to counteract me is to say I was greedy. Oh, people don't like greedy people, you know. So they say I greedy. The Prime Minister say he got the O and Wattley want this and Wattley want what? Wattley ain't want a damn thing. What's Wattley ain't want a damn thing from that big belly man? And he knew that. He knew that. I ain't one of them people who run up and down behind them. I don't want a thing from them. And so a lot of these people who were hangers on, they wanted what they could get. Because they heard that the big belly man didn't account for more than $10 million, you know. So they know that money there. Money was there to spread. But you see, not everybody who hang around get money. And people were upset that they weren't getting money. You all remember that interaction between Weeks here and Webb on Facebook, where Webb, who is one of the other persons charged in this crime, was saying that some people were doing the utmost to keep the government in power, and some people were not getting, while others who weren't doing were getting. Some of you remember that conversation? Some people believed that they should be getting. Some people were disappointed that they weren't getting. And in this instance, that might have been one of the motivating factors why they undertook this crime. Because they figure that they should get. And look when they did it. Just before the election. So they were hedging the bets. They were thinking, the government could change, you know, and me not get nothing, you know. You understand? Because if government change, you not get nothing from the big belly man. You crazy? He only get because he wants you to keep him in power. He only give you because he wants you to keep him in power. But you see, a greedy thief must get caught. When they say that Wattley greedy, it is because they didn't want to pay me for work I did. Well, look how long ago that is. And me still ain't get money. And look, it ain't make your belly look no different that he no pay me. Gene Hamilton ain't pay me. It ain't make Gene Hamilton a better person that he ain't pay me. And so more than 4 years later, they got money for me. I'm going to remind them about it every now and again. But look what happened to some of their favorite people. Because, you know, they were saying Mario and... let me not say that. Let me not say it. But hear what I say. Greedy nigger gonna get caught every time. An impatient thief gonna get caught every time. And a thief who does not know the rule gonna get caught every time. Look, let me show you how this you go. It's severance money they take, you know. But at least two of them, I understand, got something like more than 300,000 each. Well, how that gonna work? Anybody who will pay attention could eyeball that and see that that don't make no sense. Because the most you're gonna get is 52 weeks pay max as severance. Well, for you to get $300,000+ in severance pay, your salary got to be a significant salary. Where government don't pay none of the employees in the civil service proper them kind of money there. So that no must raise an alarm. Wiggly used to get paid relatively well, commensurate with his lack of qualification. He was getting decent pay at the police credit union, you know. I don't know. The boy used to get decent pay at the credit union, so that is some serious greed. You're getting all that money at the credit union. You ain't got no qualification. And you still want more. And so you go on and engage in this alleged crime. But anybody eyeballing the documents, would realize that this don't make sense. How you gonna get $300,000+ out of the severance fund? So even if you qualified to get money out of this severance fund, you couldn't qualify for that much because you weren't making that kind of salary. And the only way this could have happened is if there was collusion, and that's why you have Webb in the picture, because you had to get this through labor. And it appears that Webb was the co-conspirator in the labor department to make it. But I heard that somebody spotted. I heard somebody spot it and they recognize it as fraud. They probably don't know all the crimes that could have come out of that, but they recognize that something ain't right. You understand? I still querying, that treasury, because they shouldn't pass through treasury. It should not pass through treasury. And I've heard some things, people getting paid when they don't this and they don't that. We need to take a look at tightening up what happens in the treasury. Because if you have a leaky treasury, the big belly man will take advantage of that leaky treasury, even though he is over all this. Let me tell you something, Just because you vote back in this man in government doesn't make him a better man, All the things you knew about him, all the things you thought about him, they are still valid. So you could take your eye off of him if you want. You got problems. Because it's obvious, that somebody, and I heard that is so it go, somebody saw this and they took it to the audit department, not to the minister, because if it had gone to the minister, what would have happened? You know who is the minister of labor? If it had gone to the minister, there's a good chance that this would have made it up by the big belly man. And the big belly man might have tried to hush it down. And so all this only happened because the audit department might have gotten hold of this and they addressed it. The beauty about audit and the director of auditor, there is no direct line of subordination to the Prime Minister or Cabinet. It's an independent office within the confines of the civil service. And so they could do what they want and you can't stop them. That is the beauty of the Director of Audit's office. And so I suppose that it got there before it got anywhere else. Or you hear them kind of charges that these boys got? Or you hear them kind of charges? Conspiracy to commit money laundering by possession. I don't know what that means. One count of money laundering by possession. I still don't know what that means. One count of money laundering by transaction. I still don't know what that means. One count of obtaining money by false pretense. I think I know what that means. Thief. 3 counts of uttering of forged documents. I think I know what that means. 3 counts of forgery and 4 counts of demanding money on forged document. Them then are no little charges, Them there are some bamanko charges, And to think that Mario was once a police officer. he know better. Who know better do better. And now it appears that he might go to 1840 and be housed with criminals for a long time. I hope they get some good lawyers, right? But I still believe for Mario, but I can't see how I could wish you luck on this one, boy. Because you were after me with a vengeance. So I can't see how I could wish you luck on this one, yeah. I can't see. So now they were locked up and they've gotten bail. And the bail conditions are they are to surrender all travel documents. So somebody ain't got to smuggle them out of St. Kitts if they don't get out of St. Kitts. They are to report to the police station twice per week, Mondays and Fridays. They are to have no contact with employees of the police cooperative credit union in relation to these matters, but they could do whatever transaction they need to do if they got money there. And they are to return to court on December 7th. I understand all concerned have lawyered up. They got the lawyer. So let the case management begin and let this matter be addressed accordingly. On that note, I ain't gonna say a thing about that again for tonight. Can't say I ain't gonna say something next week and the week after and the week after. But tonight, I'm gonna pause there. I'll talk back to y'all in a little bit.
I love being in the latest style and dress fine, or should I say classy. That is why I shop at First Class next to the taxi stand at Port Sante for fine gold and silver jewelry in precious, semi-precious and colored stones, diamonds and crystal watches, and the hottest handbags and wallets. And when I want to buy a gift for someone, that's easy too. I just ask them to make me a gift basket, and First Class has the best prices at Port Sante. So no matter what the occasion, come on into First Class and leave happy, knowing you've gotten the best deal for your money. It's First Class at Port Sante, where quality, low prices, and top-notch service are second to none.
Spread the word. New and exclusive every Sunday from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's the Gospel Cafe with Carl D. Springate on KYSS-FM 102.5. Tune in and connect with the Holy Ghost Connection with live interviews, Christian news, what's hot and what's not, in the now. Birthdays and anniversary shout-outs available, Bible Jeopardy, Beyond the Pulpit, and positive entertainment and ministry. Testimonies and the pastor's moment with Spread the Word. So tune in as we drop the latest gospel hits, 100% flat. It's the Carl D. Springate Gospel Cafe, Sundays from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KYSSFMonline.com and 102.5 FM. And be blessed like that.
One fashion accessories for really low prices. Check silver and cents. Check silver and cents. Beauty supplies and weave, genuine fragrances. Check silver and cents. Check silver and cents. Handbags so beautiful, your friends will envy how you look. With perfume to smell just right, you feel like you're in paradise. Watches, silver jewelry, and hair accessories. Check silver and cents in the Amri Mall on Deon Street.
Ready or not, hear my clothes, can't hide. Gonna find you and make you want me.
Ain't nobody tell me nothing.
I'm Shaniel Francis. Kyssfm 102.5 is proud to announce its brand new morning show, Backchat, the only place to hear the hottest music.
I'm local. Check me area code, me area code. Anywhere me go, you know me touch the
To international.
Ay, I go shopping, want it then I cop it. Ay, yeah, bitches popping, I do what they copy.
And have you informed with a range of topics.
So on Mondays to Fridays, tune in at 8 to 11.
You won't want to miss the vibes on
Back Chat.
Ready or not, you must know.
I wanna fly high up to the sky. I'm living in the mountains. Everybody knows the soil so fertile. If a man sit down naked, the seeds might grow. A delightful getaway from the hustle, bustle, and tricks. Oh, what a natural fix if you don't like to mix with the politics. One is you I have to resolve. If I could sort it out, all problems solved. Every time I plant corn and it start to shoot, some idiot keep fucking it out the root. Make country flowers in it, fuck it up. Make country producing it, fuck it up. Country start to blossom. I don't know who or where they come from. Me blind neighbor say he saw a man resembling one of the politicians. I wasn't there, so I didn't see exactly who fucking up me country.
Welcome back to the Rebuttal. I'm Douglas Wattley, your host. Now, I'm just going to highlight a couple of things I have on my notepad here because I think we did two big issues or two big segments, all of the same issue. But time has been running rather swiftly. So I'm just going to highlight a couple of things I have on my notepad here as we try and close out the program. Obviously, I'm not only going to do 1 hour tonight, but we'll see how far we get. So as it turns out, the candidate in number 1 lost his election a second time, it would appear. I'm going by what you guys tell me. I know when it comes to court cases, you got to expect the unexpected. But you told me that it seems clear that Dr. Handy will win a second time and that Patches will lose a second time. And so, bye-bye, Patches. I think there are a lot of people who would be rather pleased that you have left the scene. I think now they could frustrate Mark Brantley by making you the ambassador to the UN. I, for one, would love to hear you make a speech at the UN. That should be fun. Meanwhile, as it turns out, I understand that the walls on the blue building coming into Bastia, those death traps up there with no windows and doors. I don't know how people get in and get out. I understand that the walls are cracking. And so repairs have already started. I don't know when anybody going to move into those buildings. That's going to be one big affair. You should have a party. You should have a carnival if people ever move into those houses. About Carnival is cancelled as we know it. I understand that most of you are going to go virtual. Here's what I would have done. I would have kept the borders closed and I would have a purely local carnival. Nobody in, right? People out if they want, but nobody in. Who out, stay out, right? I would have kept the borders closed because you got to generate some income for the people. People got to get an opportunity to sell a little thing on the road, make a little change, right? There are people who on a sports day would go up there and sell a little thing here and a little thing there and walk away with $3,000 profit, you know. People make money on the side of the road. And so, at the very least, you should have had some kind of event that would allow people to come out and allow people to get together and share with one another, sell the stuff on the street and in the bars and so forth. Let the local people generate revenue. I would have kept the borders closed. I don't see how it makes any difference. Because you're going to open them borders, and except for some people who out and who want to come in because they actually live in, except for those people, you ain't gonna got no load of traffic coming into St. Kitts, you know. Because if you open St. Kitts to traffic the way I think you all are thinking that you can, the virus gonna take over St. Kitts. And some of the restrictions that you have on persons coming in is onerous or are onerous, right? And so I would have just kept the damn place closed. Who out, stay out. Who in, stay in. You don't win the election, right? Let the people make a money in December. That's what I would have done. Now, I don't see how anybody got any money to make in December. And you have to recognize that you are not going to generate no tourism traffic. You're not going to do a lot of the things that you believe going to bring in money to the country. Most of what you're going to do going to have to be done internally amongst yourself. Circulate that money internally. Figure out ways to have people spend some money internally. You understand? That is your best chance. Oh, and sell a load of passport. Because if you ain't sell them passport, dog eat you supper. Right? So that's Carnival. Carnival cancelled. You did say the other day that your severance fund is empty. And in saying that, you said that you paid 400 plus persons severance. 1,800 plus applied. Right? You paid out 400 plus. That cost you $7 million. Right? Now, you said the government put in $11 million. I don't know how much was in there before, but you said the government put in $11 million. Well, I could tell you right now, you know, if you only done pay out 400 and you had 18, which means you got about maybe 1,400 left, right? Well, you need more than that $11 million there now. You need plenty more. So go over by the reserves that Douglas left you and take up some money and put it in the thing. Don't tell me you don't use up the money that Douglas left you, know. $637 million, you know. You add on a little bit, but then you take it back off, right? Don't tell me don't use up that money there already, you know, because dog eat you supper if you did. Because I heard the other day that you were seeking funding from the IMF. Earlier, the IMF was offering, I think, $20 million to countries to deal with the COVID. You ain't take none. You say you don't want none because you got surplus upon surplus upon surplus upon surplus. The surplus you talk about is the 600 and something million that Douglas left, you know. But the people didn't know. You understand? They didn't know that's what you were talking about. So you brag about money that Douglas left, right? And the people, them hear you. They hear you. And so now I hear you went back and you were trying to get the money and they tell you, well, you know, let's see the records. Let us publish your records. Remember, you don't tell them, you know, them publish nothing, you know. Well, how you going to ask them anything? Because you hear they got free money. So I hear they tell you no. You don't get none. So I guess the only source of money that you got, if you are not willing to borrow, would be the Taiwanese. All right? But you better have money to pay people their severance. So go in and take out the money that Douglas left you. Buy you some time. All right? I did speak about the borders being open. I'm gonna play something that I heard today. So I want you all to hear this.
So as a man like to hear my view, my point and my take on things. You cannot tell me we're gonna open the border on the 31st, which is fine because I work in the tourism industry, we need to open up the place. But you can't tell me I'm gonna leave the US, spend $3,000 on a ticket, come down here, don't get tested up there, gotta get tested here, still gotta be in quarantine for 14 days and still gotta pay $500 US to be in quarantine. That ain't make no sense to me. Who average person gonna leave America or wherever they're coming from and gonna come here to quarantine for 14 days? Vacation done, that ain't make no sense to me. That has to change. You cannot make people come here and quarantine for 14 days. You're crazy and still you're paying $500 US to be in quarantine? That ain't make no sense. That ain't make no sense. That not gonna happen. Nobody gonna come here. Nobody.
Well, what he's saying there is pretty much what I have been thinking and I've said. That is why I tell you, me out and me stay out. Right? When me want come in, come vote, I laugh. Hey, you out. Well, I forget that me could stay out if me want. So who are going to stay? Go in. Friend of mine tell me that they're trying to get in because they really live in, and they got to come in to work. And they tell me, boy, it's all kind of hassle. They're trying to get in. Nobody answer the request. All kind of hassle it is to come in. Because you all didn't tell a lot of people, that if they come in, they better choose to stay in one of the hotel facilities. Because if they were to stay at home, they have to pay security $20 an hour, which amounts to about $7,000 a month. Or not a month, but for the period of 14 days. And that they would have to provide separate toilet facilities for the security people. It ain't no straightforward nothing, But let me tell you something. You see me? I would have keep the borders closed. I would have tried to get back in the people who left and who want to come back, who live St. Kitts. I would have tried to make that as amenable as possible. I would have done so without the excessive charges. And I would have bring back in my people. And I would have settled back in my people, make sure they do the quarantine, and boop, no virus. But it seems as if you want to make it easier for tourists and so forth to come home than for your own people to come in. It's all right. Are your business that? I'll take you on with that anyway. All right? Let me see what else I'm talking about here. Nevis. Boy, they say the big belly man paying some people in Nevis to attack Mark now, Mark ain't a favorite of the big belly man. Well, he never was a favorite, because he always used to call Mark lazy and so forth. Right? So he never was a fan of Mark. But for him to get what he want in the next elections, he don't think he could get it from Mark, and so he's going to have to attack Mark. I understand he don't start to make overtures to the NRP, and that he intend to fix the boundaries to hurt Mark. And so, you got to understand the mentality of the man. The man has no loyalty. He would do any and everything to get by, to get his own way. And all you who think that he is so amenable to giving up the prime ministership, or I got the next thing coming, he ain't put nobody from Nevis on the Boundaries Commission. That is to make sure that he try to hurt Mark. But I understand these boys, the namesake them. They say they're paying a couple of fellas up in Nevis who'll be on Facebook to give Mark a hard time. But y'all got to understand this thing, you know. Mark got to understand this thing. When you got a fella hanging around, these fellas nowadays, when they're hanging around, it is not really to do good for you or by you, you know. It is what they could get from you. And if you think that you're going to give them and then when they stop giving them, they're turning against you. That is what you see happening right now, you know. All them fellas who were for you, who was singing your praises, who were defending you, you ain't giving them what they used to get. And so guess what? They're against you. The big belly man done so. Understand that transactional relationship well. And he gonna make sure he give them. So right now, I understand they get in. I understand they get in. And so if they get in, they ain't favor you no more. And so your days as a popular politician in Nevis is under siege by people who were closest to you and who used to help you. You understand? So now I hear them say he making overtures to NRP. I understand that a certain leader in Nevis, brother from Nevis, is being quoted by the big belly man, and that he may be offered some land in St. Kitts to do a development, because now NRP is his big target. NRP is his big friend. And it appears to them that Labour is quoting Mark. And so when they see Mark down in St. Paul's, they say, aha, it's true. Mark trying a thing. Mark with Labour now. I don't know who we do. All I know is politics make for strange bedfellows. That's all I know. Me don't know who is who. All I am saying, understand who you're dealing with. Understand who you're dealing with. Because you see, just like how Pam was the arch enemy of Timothy Harris, right? And now them are bosom buddy. The only reason they are buddies is because they supported Tim being Prime Minister. Otherwise, out goes Tim. Out goes Team Unity. But they supported each other. You keep Pam in power, and Pam make you Prime Minister, and everything hunky-dory. Everything hunky-dory. All right? So, that's that. Let me see what else I need to touch on. I understand that there was a meeting recently, and the PAM people officially declared Miss Gray the caretaker candidate in number 1. Out goes Patches. So Miss Gray will now be the PAM representative in number 1. And I also understand that they started making noise about replacing the Governor General, right? Replacing the Governor General, but it sounds like Tim trying to fight against that. Well, I don't understand. Why are you think Tim supposed to got so much power still? Why are you think Tim supposed to got so much power still? And the reason Tim is fighting against it is that Tim believes that if you bring in Michael Morton as Governor General, that his wing gonna be cut, that his power is gonna be checked. And he believes that if you bring in Michael Powell, that his days as Prime Minister are limited. You see, Tim believes that the present Governor General is loyal to him. And if any move is made to replace him as Prime Minister, that the present Governor General will forestall that effort. But look at it. Look at it. I don't think he can. I don't think he will. If you move in Prime Minister Timothy Harris from Prime Ministership, now is the time you do it, you know. You do not do it later when he is obliged or if when he thinks that his best move is to call a new election. Catch him now. Why these boys here going on like they so well want Tim be Prime Minister? Tim not like you, and I not like Tim. So what may I tell you? If you're gonna move on Tim, now is the time to move on him. Do not give him no time, like 3 years. If you try to move on him in 3 years' time, he gonna dissolve Parliament. He gonna call new election. If you catch him now, he ain't gonna do a damn thing. Because no matter what, he will not be Prime Minister. And I don't want the man as Prime Minister. No. But I think the hold up right now may very well be that Pam got its own issue insofar as Pam wanting to replace the fellow down in Sandy Point, Sean, as leader of the party. You understand? Because remember, these guys need the PAM party to go back to its rightful owners, the founders of the party. You understand? And so they are going to be pushing for Jonel to be leader of the party and not Sean. They only tolerate Sean, They only don't tolerate Sean. And so, especially they figure that Sean is a little bit more partial to Tim than to them. Sean is like Patches. Sean is more PLP than Pam. No matter how much yellow he put on, let me tell you, because Sean is inclined to sidle up to Tim before he attach himself to his colleagues in PAM. Sean not like them, they not like Sean. But here what may I tell you. I am not hiding my desire. Me want Patches out. So me don't get one of what me want. Right now, I need Tim out as Prime Minister. So I would like you guys to start working on that for me, please. I need Tim out as Prime Minister. So please work on that. If you want me to tell you how to do it, let me tell you how to do it. Right? But I could tell you this. If we're going to do it, we got to do it soon. Because if he can't get it, His mentality is that you can't get it either. But he's less inclined to take that action now, only a couple of months in after the election. He's less inclined to do it now than he would be later. Bear that in mind. Bear that in mind. All right, so that's that. Let me see what else I need to address with you guys now. Okay. Sale of NHC houses. See a lot of people talking about that. I don't know what I think about that yet. But I would tell you, if you plan to sell people a house that they were living in, it can't be that you're doing it to punish the people who vote Labour while turning a blind eye against those who vote for you. That's all I'm saying. You gotta be igual. Somebody tell me that some of the houses that are up for sale are houses that people said they didn't want, they turned them back in. I don't know. Right? All I am saying, you cannot use a public policy program or public policy to punish one set of people and to help out another set of people. You understand? All right. So that's that. You say the fellow who raped the girl 15-year-old, because automatically it's rape, statutory rape if we have sex with a 15-year-old. I understand that. I mean, there is no debate about that. You understand? So the fellow who raped the girl, I understand he's locked up. It doesn't appear that he's charged yet. Gotta listen out some more for that. But yeah, I gotta leave the little girls them alone, you know. Especially now you could go across the road and pay for it, you know. Yeah, you could pay for sex and St. Kitts easily. A fella pay for some sex the other day and thing. He had give out. If he wasn't in good shape and he pay for sex, you who in good shape, young, energetic, pay for some. Sorry to be so blunt, but it's better than meddling a 15-year-old. You understand? And remember that all these things here are normal now in St. Kitts, you know. St. Kitts is not a moral state no more, you know. I see somebody the other day, 2 girls get engaged. So very soon I'm going to listen to hear about same-sex marriage. You understand? What I think about it don't matter. I'm just telling you. I'm just making the point. When the whistle blows, anything goes in St. Kitts. Right? So please, if you must do a transaction, don't meddle the little girls them. So on that issue of the rape, I hope that somebody is punished. Because the name I'm hearing, you know, I understand is at least, 3 times it happened? But that mean he no plan to change? That mean he plan to make your kids targets for a long time to come. And if he get off of this one, then there is no reason for him to change, because he would figure that somebody gonna bail him out every time. And he'd be untouchable or unstoppable. I'm just saying, because I know they got connections politically. So, I don't know. I understand that the government is trying to communicate that it's going to cut back on PAP. It's going to cut back on pay for peace. It's going to cut back on STEP, because money ain't flowing the way they want it to flow. I want to tell you all, notwithstanding, you got to understand that another problem that they're going to have is with Taxes. The government gonna tax you up the wazoo come next year. Because that's, other than passports, taxes and fees is the only way government wastes funds. So they're going to pay you, keep you on the job, but they're going to take it out. They're going to tax you. That is what's going to happen next year. Your money going to be short because you will be taxed. Why? Because government got all these things that he got to pay for. And the only way to pay for them is through taxes. So you heard it here first. All right? So I'm going to pause here, and then when I come back, we're going to close it out. Talk to you.
I love being in the latest style and dress fine, or should I say classy. That is why I shop at First Class next to the taxi stand at Port Sante for fine gold and silver jewelry in precious, semi-precious and colored stones, diamond and crystal watches, and the hottest handbags and wallets. And when I want to buy a gift for someone, that's easy too. I just ask them to make me a gift basket, and First Class has the best prices at Port Sante. So no matter what the occasion, come on into First Class and leave happy, knowing you've gotten the best deal for your money. It's First Class at Port Sante, where quality, low prices, and top-notch service are second to none.
Spread the word. New and exclusive every Sunday from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's the Gospel Cafe with Carl B. Springate on KYSS FM 102.5. Tune in and connect with the Holy Ghost Connection with live interviews, Christian news, what's hot and what's not in the now. Birthdays and anniversary shout-outs available, Bible Jeopardy, Beyond the Pulpit, and positive entertainment and ministry. Testimonies and the pastor's moment with Spread the Word. So tune in as we drop the latest gospel hits, 100% flat. It's the Carl D. Springate Gospel Cafe, Sundays from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KYSSFMonline.com and 102.5 FM. And be blessed like that.
One fashion accessories for really low prices. Check silver and cents. Check silver and cents. Beauty supplies and weave, genuine fragrances. Check silver and cents. Check silver and cents. Handbags so beautiful, your friends will envy how you look. With perfume to smell just right, you'll feel like you're in paradise. Watches, silver jewelry, and hair accessories. Check silver and cents in the Amri Mall on Deon Street.
Ready or not, hear my clothes, you can't hide. I'm gonna find you and make you one thing.
Ain't nobody tell me nothing. Trying to tell me nothing.
I'm Shaniel Francis. Kyssfm 102.5 is proud to announce its brand new morning show, Backchat, the only place to hear the hottest music.
I'm local. Check me area code. Me area code. Anywhere me go, you know me touch the
To international.
Ay, I go shopping, want it then I cop it. Ay, yeah, bitches popping, I do what they copy.
and have you informed with a range of topics.
So on Mondays to Fridays, tune in at 8 to 11.
You won't want to miss the vibes on
Backchat.
Ready or not, you're my clothes.
I wanna fly high up to the sky. I'm living in the mountains. Everybody knows the soil so fertile. If a man sit down naked, the seeds might grow. A delightful getaway from the hustle, bustle and tricks. Oh, what a natural fix if you don't like to mix with the politics. One issue I have to resolve. If I could sort it out, all problems solved. Every time I plant corn and it start to shoot, some idiot me a keep talking it out the root. Make country flowers in it, farm it up. Make country producing it, farm it up. Country start to blossom. I don't know who or where they come from. Me blind neighbor say he saw a man resembling one of them politicians. I wasn't there, so I didn't see exactly who talking up me country.
Welcome back to the Rebuttal. I'm really only coming back to say good night, and but before I do that, somebody sent me this Facebook post. It says, "To all God, it's hard to believe that St. Kitts and Nevis would have been so underdoggy in times like this. Worst or better?" Basically, he was asking people to comment on his statement, which simply asks, do you believe St. Kitts would have been worse off or better off underdoggy? And I got to say, it must be that is all Labour nigger answer. Because every man jack think that things would have been better underdoggy. I think so too. Right? But it is what it is. Listen to this song by Cons. Good night, y'all. Have a great week.
Song about the crime and the permissiveness in the society. Hey, you give me TV, you give me cable, you also give me pornography, you give me drugs, you give me guns. You also give me a modern telephonic connection. Plus you bloody well know where there are progressive tendencies, there are rises in criminal activity. There are rises in criminal activity. Helicopter over the area. What are you calling for? Why is it as soon as the crime done, the police hurry come? What are you calling for? You see, nobody concentrates on preventative measures. Nobody gives a damn about the very roots of the problem. What are you calling for? For what are you for? I saw mother walking here tonight. Yes, man. Hey! Hey! You educate in school. You inflicted that golden rule. You made sure I didn't become a fool. You gave me ideas. You gave me hope. You gave me reasons to regard you as a role model. I followed your leadership. I followed your example. us end up in trouble. Helicopter over the entire area. What are you balling for? Why is it as soon as the explosion, the police hurry come? What are you balling for? Nobody concentrates on the preventative measures. Nobody gives a damn about the very root of the problem. What? All you in here falling for all you are born. I wouldn't fall. I just don't want to be critical without offering a couple of solutions. Start anti-drug classes, build rehabilitation centers, and cable ought to be carefully monitored. And the police should manifest a true symbol of honest impartiality. And the same police ought to share more information with the press and the rest of the community. For in the final analysis, it's we, the same people, they're coming for help with the investigative inquiry. Are you balling for all you are born? Thank you. We want it back right down away. One more time, blah blah. All right, thank you. Educate me in school. You inflicted that golden rule. You made sure the black did not become a fool. I followed your leadership. I followed your example. I made sure I regarded you as a role model. You gave me hope. You gave ideas. You also gave me reasons to regard you as a role model. And now, today, look, they know both of us end up in trouble. Scotland Yard, all over Sadler's area. Bradshaw, what? You balling for? Why is it as soon as the crime done, them police hurry come? What are you balling for? You see, nobody concentrates on preventative measures. Nobody gives a damn about the roots of the problem. So what? Are you balling for? All you are born. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Yes, man.